Welcome to your Microsoft Publisher class, CAS 145. This is Rosalie Westerberg, and I want to go over a few things so that we can figure out how to do your class to make it a little easier for you. First off, I'm going to switch back over to the class site, the Angel class site. So let me get into Angel here. And this is the first screen that you see when you come up. Otherwise, you probably won't be seeing this video right at the moment. As you look down this screen, it says that you can click the Tegrity link to get to this video. But we do have a part of our welcoming message. We have this required orientation. Now, you can listen to this, and if you have enough information to understand how to get your class started, then great. You don't even need to come to an orientation. But if you want a little more help getting started, there is some orientations that I do in class the first week of school. And the schedule is a little further down in the announcements section of our Angel site. There's also an orientation quiz, and we take that quiz through Angel too. But once we're done with orientation, we're done with Angel. Everything else for your class happens through email. You have a book, and the book is really easy to understand and work with. And if you've never used Publisher before, it's a really cool program. It's one of the funnest computer classes that we have on campus. And the people that take Publisher generally enjoy it because you get to be a little creative. There's not a whole bunch of reports to type up or Excel spreadsheets to do or Access databases. This one here is really kind of nice because you get to create stuff. So Publisher is a really nice program and very versatile. And we'll cover a lot of things in Publisher when we do this. Now, if you notice on this first page, don't use Angel to email me because I'm not going to go back into the Angel classes after I pull the orientation quizzes. So what you need to do is you need to use your email account, either your school email account or your personal email account, to email me at rosalie.westberg@cptc.edu. Now, I won't be on campus, so email is the easiest way to contact me. Now, you will need access to the Publisher program and the textbook. Both of the textbook information will be found in the syllabus, and there is a syllabus link down here. Now, for your syllabus, I do allow students to use either Publisher 2007 or Publisher 2010. It depends on the computer you're going to use and what version of Publisher it has. Now, Publisher is something that doesn't automatically come with your computer. It's part of that Microsoft Office suite. So if you don't have it at home, the library on campus has it. They have Publisher 2010. You might be in another classroom that has Publisher on it, and if they're going to use a different classroom, always check with the instructor first to make sure you can do my homework in their classroom. But check to see which version they have, because the two versions are really different. One uses a menu, one uses ribbons. So when we do the assignments, what it shows in your book is going to be very different if you don't have the right book. So make sure you know which version you're going to use. And as we look down here, there's an orientation document that you'll need to look through. There's the orientation quiz. There's a schedule of the in-class and online orientations if you want a little more personalization in getting started. And then notice that there's a 2010 syllabus and a 2007 syllabus. And you want to use the syllabus that matches the Publisher program that you'll be using. And then there is how to access the online class instructions that are further down. Now, the online class site is great because I do have some online orientations. If you want to see this again, it'll probably be very similar to what we're doing here, or you can come into the class. But one of the nice things about that online orientation is that if we're having problems of some sort, and I need to see what you're doing, or you need to see what I'm doing so you can understand it, we just click on a link let a few things download to our computer, and then we can share our desktops. I can show you what's on my computer, or I can turn it over to you and you can show me what's happening on yours. So if it comes down to saying, I don't know what's going on here, I keep doing this and it's not working, we can easily connect with each other. Because unfortunately, I don't have a classroom on campus this quarter, so I have no home there. We have to do this all over the internet. Again, hopefully you're getting your first assignment done. Read that orientation document and take the orientation quiz. Keep that orientation document open so you can find the answers for your orientation quiz. It is graded, so don't forget to hit the submit button when you're done. Then review your syllabus. Click the integrity icon, which you've already done, and watch the videos. You're watching it now. Download your data files or email the instructor to have them sent to you. You can get your data files from the website, the publisher's website. The instructions are on the inside cover of your book, the inside back cover of your book, or if you email me, I'll have to email them to you in several different sections, but make sure you tell me which version you're using. Now, if you don't have your textbook yet, you can contact me because the first chapter or two is pretty easy to do without having to look at the chapter. If you have some comfort with the computer, they're kind of easy to do. But email me and I'll email you just the instructions for the assignments so that you don't end up being late with your assignments. Make sure you follow the syllabus because I don't assign everything. I only assign certain things. The rest of this, hopefully you've read already. It says that I'll be on campus the first 2 weeks of school, and if you want to come in for an in-class orientation, there's the times and the dates and what building I'm in. And if you're going to do the online orientation, there's the how to log on to the Luminate. That's the site that we use. There's the link to get there. And if you need help during the quarter, we use that Illuminate class site. Now, what I'd like to do right now is talk a little bit about the syllabus. So your syllabus, when you open it up, my first page has a little recap. Again, the textbook is required and how to be successful. Refer to your syllabus so you get the right assignments done. You don't get credit for doing something you weren't asked to do. Work through the chapter so you know what publisher will do. A lot of times people will want to just rush to the end of the chapter because that's where your assignments are at the end of the chapter. They want to rush to the end of this chapter, do the assignments, and then just flip back and forth through the book. You don't really learn much that way, or you learn, but it's not an easy way to learn. Plus, it takes more time when you're flipping back and forth. So it's easier just to sit down and at least read through or skim through the chapter before you start the assignments. But it's a lot easier if you actually work through the chapter. So complete the assignments as indicated and complete the final project. The instructions are right here in the syllabus. Now it does require some research, so you want to start early. Your assignments are at the end of each chapter. Be sure to follow the schedule in the syllabus to submit the correct items. Work that wasn't requested won't be graded. And there's some headings in here that go along with what's at the end of the chapter. And I'll show you some pictures of your book in a few minutes. So it'll give the table that's in your syllabus has what chapter it is. At the end of the chapter, there's an assignment called Apply Your Knowledge, Extend Your Knowledge, Make It Right in the Lab, and there's usually 3 in the labs and cases and places. You only do the ones with the X's or a case number on it. And notice that occasionally I might have a little extra instruction for it. Now, the way that you submit your assignments is that you're going to attach them to an email and send them to me. And if you've used Angel before, you're going, well, why don't we use the Dropbox? Well, if we did Angel for this class, it would cost you an additional $25 just to use Angel, and I can't justify spending $25 for something we can easily do through email. So what happens is you email me your assignments, I grade them, and then I email them back to you. Now, I can't make the promise that I will grade them within 24 hours. I just can't make that promise because I have so many students in so many classes that someone's turning in something every day. So every class is turning in several assignments every week. But I will get to your assignments and grade them, and then I email you back with comments. And then I always let you know how you're doing in class and how you're standing in class at that moment. Now don't forget that there is a final project and it's 20% of your grade, and the instructions are later in this syllabus. Now it depends on which class you're in, whether you're in Publisher 2010 or 2007, what the exact assignments are. So make sure that you download the right syllabus for the version that you're going to use. Now I don't have a classroom, so I don't have a location on campus. There is a phone number, but because I don't have a room to go to, I don't have a phone. So it's preferable that you email me to get a response from me. Now, of course, the syllabus gives a little course description. It's helpful if you have keyboarding or basic computer experience. There's some little learning objectives there, what we're going to do. And the important part is how you're going to get graded. Now, remember that orientation quiz that I talked about? That's 4% of your grade. And your chapter assignments are 76%, and the final hands-on project is 20%. So make sure you get the orientation quiz in. It's 4% of your grade. And then all of your hands-on work is the rest of your grade. But your project, final project is 20% of your grade. The way that we get graded is it takes 96% of the points to get an A. And it takes 80% of the points to pass with a C. Now, generally, if you turn in the right stuff and you get it substantially correct, then most people pass. And a lot of people get A's in these classes because they just sit down and do the work. Now, your syllabus is going to show you the book. This one happens to be the Microsoft Publisher 2010. If you're doing the 2007, it'll show you a different book with a purple cover on it, but there will be an ISBN number. And I suggest that you look at Amazon.com or Half.com or one of those online book resellers and get your book from there. Now, your due dates are in your orientation packet. That's the last page in that orientation document. And I believe everything is due on a Wednesday. But the first couple of weeks, I don't have anything due except for that orientation packet. So you want to, so I give you time to order your book, but order it, get express shipping, and get it in so you can get things going. There is once we have things that are due, there's something due every week, and sometimes there's 2 chapters that are due in a week. So make sure you follow the syllabus about what needs to be done. Now, this is a rough idea of what weeks things are done. Second week is the orientation quiz. The third week is chapters 1 and 2. See, I give you a couple of weeks to get your book. And then notice that after that, there's something due every week. But look at the calendar at the end of the orientation document to be sure that you get the right assignments in at the right time. One of the nice things about this class is that you can work ahead and turn stuff in early and be done. So instead of having things turned in at the last week, the same time that all the other finals are due, you can get everything done early and have this class out of the way so that you can have time to work on your other finals. Now, there is a 1 free late assignment pass, and that allows you to turn in things up to 1 week late. So say this week my chapter 3 was due and I can't get everything done because something happened. I can use the 1 free late assignment pass once to turn in everything from chapter 3 along with the stuff for chapter 4 next week without any penalties. Now, it says that you're going to email your assignments to me at rosalie.westerberg@cptc.edu. And I only need the final documents emailed to me. But when you email me, please send your last name, first initial, that it's publisher, and what chapter you're sending. Make sure you send your name with it, because if you use your personal account, there may not be any way for me to know who you are. So when you're done, what I suggest you do is, as you do your assignments, create a little folder on your USB drive that says completed chapter 1. And every assignment that you have to do, save it in the completed chapter 1, and then you can either just zip up that folder and attach it to an email to me, or you can, at least you know that those are the ones that you need to send me, and then you don't have to go back and look for those. Again, your data files, you'll be asked to open up files, so you need those data files. And you can download them from the internet, and the inside back cover of your book has directions, or email me and I'll send you the files, but they come in several zipped attachments, so there's a bunch of different emails that I have to send to do that. Well, here's the assignment list, and I'll go over this one more time, but it has the chapter, and then it has the assignments at the end of the chapter. Apply your knowledge, extend your knowledge, make it right in the lab, 1, 2, and 3 in cases and places. And it says, note, you do not need to change the publication properties for any of the files. So any of the files in the entire book, when it says change the publication properties according to your instructors, the instructions from your teacher, you don't need to do that. So my instructions are you don't need to change the properties. But notice how some of these have little extra instructions on them. Some of them have X's, some of them don't. Make sure that you only turn in the assignments that have X's or a number for your case problems. And then the final project. Now, you don't know enough about Publisher yet to really go over this, but make sure you read through all of the instructions first. You're going to go out to the internet and you're going to research internet security, proper use and evaluation of websites, and ethical use of information. And then you're going to create a publisher project that's going to have information from your research. Now, since we don't know enough about Publisher yet to go through this, before you start your final project, make sure you read through this. But one of the nice things that's here is there's a little checkoff sheet. And it says create one folder that will hold all of your final files, publisher file, and a web page. You're going to create a web page off your publisher. You use save as a publisher file and save as a single file web page. And note that it gives you the point values, that a web page template was used. Then the 4 different pages that you'll have, that there's a color scheme, that there's web page options, business information, hyperlinks, rename the side and bottom links, zip up the folder. So this is just a final project that you get to go out and create your own publisher file and save it as a web page. And again, you're going to submit that through email, but you're going to need to zip the file. So you close all the files, open up the My Computer program, right-click on the file, go down to Send to Compressed Folder, and that's how easy it is to zip things. So if you can remember, and if you put all of your files that you need to send in one folder, like a Chapter 1 completed, then all you have to do is right-click on that folder, Send to Compressed File, and then you send me the one with the little zipper on it, because it actually it smushes everything down and turns it into one file that makes it easy to send. So that's basically how it works. There's the one free late assignment pass. If you need to use it, you're just going to send me your name, the class, and what chapter you want to use the pass for. And at the end here, here's the little blurb that says that you've read and agreed to abide by the syllabus. And you just copy. So you just highlight it, copy it, and then go paste it into an email to me. Replace your name where it says student name and student signature. Just type that in there and put the date in and send that back to me. Okay, this is the syllabus, and I'm going to show you just a little bit. I took some pictures of your book. So this is the first page of your Publisher 2010. Your Publisher 2007 book is purple. Each chapter starts out and it shows you what you're going to create in the chapter. And that's always nice because you have an idea of what you're going to make at the end. As you work through the chapter, you'll see that there's little instructions in the margins with pictures that show you what you're going to do. And it also gives you some verbiage about what you're doing, but if you at least work through the instructions that are in the margins, then you have a better idea of what Publisher can do for you, because Publisher is a pretty cool program. At the end of each chapter, there is a chapter summary, and this is always nice because if you forget to do how to do something, you can just look through the summary and it tells you which page it's on. Now don't forget that your assignment list tells you what chapter it is. Apply your knowledge, extend your knowledge, make it right in the labs and cases and places. So at the end of each chapter, there's an assignment that's called Apply Your Knowledge, and then one that's called Extend Your Knowledge. Right after that is one called Make It Right. In the lab, and notice that in red, this one happens to say Lab 1, Creating a Brochure, but usually there's 3 different labs. And then you have Cases and Places. And the cases and places they give you some information and then you decide what you want to create to accomplish whatever that task is. And of course, I always give you one case and place. Don't do them all. And don't forget about your final project. It's in the syllabus. Read through all of the instructions first and then start your project. You'll have to go out on the internet and research some things, ensuring your security while on the web, properly using information and evaluating the accuracy of websites, and ethical use of computers and computer information. Again, if you want a little more help to get started, I am available on campus the first couple of weeks. Look at that first announcement page in the Angel site to give the dates and times that I'll be available. Email me if you have problems. If you need to show me something and I'm not on campus, set a time with me and I'll set up that little online class site and I can either show you what we need to do or you can show me. Just be sure that you communicate with me. Look at your syllabus and that orientation packet for due dates so that you can make sure that you get everything in on the right days. And if you have questions, contact me. Contact me sooner rather than later. I can work with you if you let me know what's going on. So I hope that you enjoy the class. It's really pretty fun. And so if you have questions, let me know. Otherwise, I'll be emailing you with the results from your assignments. Okay, thanks.